So the driver for coming on the course, I was anxious, really. I spent an awful long part of my life being anxious and distracting myself with booze and other playthings, and you get to a point in your life where it's all stacked up, all of these anxieties and all these different pressures. But what the trigger was, I was managing a big project for work, and at the same time my partner got cancer, and I found the pressure of managing the two things, or being there to try and hold the two things, was just unbearable, and something had to give, and it was work. I took some time out, I did some counselling, and then Mindful in Nature was suggested as a course. I looked into it and I thought, I've done a little bit of mindfulness, I've never done any nature connection stuff, even though I spend a lot of my life outdoors. Let's give that a try. I came to it expecting it to be like the first mindfulness course I did, but outdoors, and it was so much more than that. I think what's really special about Mindful in Nature is the mixture of mindfulness and nature connection. It is what it says on the tin. Mindfulness on its own is a really powerful tool, but the grounding effect of being in beautiful woodland like this all around us is enormous. I did the course that ran from September to December, so it was quite often windy and wet and cold. But you get to the venue and there's a roaring log fire going in under a stout wooden pergola with a hole in the top to let the smoke out. And this being during the pandemic, we were quite a small course and obviously socially distanced, which was fine actually. It was just fine. It didn't feel as though there was any loss of connection for having to be a little bit further apart from somebody than you might normally be. But yes, welcomed to the circle, to sit around the fire, to do an opening short meditation to get everybody grounded and leave behind the busyness maybe of the journey across, or of home life might not be great or whatever. And then do an opening circles where people share how life is for them, how things have been the past week, how their practice has been based upon the home practice encouragement that's given. So in Mindful in Nature, you spend one of your 7 days a week here in nature, the other 6 days you have homework to do, and that is really mindful and nature connection practices that you can take away and do yourself. The days fly by. You get here at 10 o'clock in the morning, and by 3 o'clock in the afternoon it's like, oh, do we have to go now? Can't we just stay? Can't we just be here a bit longer? I was upset and in tears, others are upset and in tears. It's hard work facing your stuff, but worth it. And actually the way that the course leaders hold you when you're in a difficult place is what makes it really special. But also, after we've been together for a few weeks, the circle of people support each other. You feel that because you're in a trusted circle of friends, that it's possible to open up a bit more, to unfold. It might sound a bit odd, but it felt easier to be in a place of pain in nature, because once you open up to nature, it feels as though there's a great deal of compassion in it. And I could be in this place and be beside myself with struggle and with tears and whatever, and it would seem to me that it was okay to do that here. There was no judgment to be oneself in nature. But after all, nature is just being itself all the time. And when we come to be, we're just joining that community. I thought that the course leaders held us with great skill and sensitivity, and and really beautifully led towards practices that might help to resolve some of this stuff. I've built a really strong home practice. I meditate nearly every day. We do a lot of movement on the course, Qigong, which is a wonderful movement practice, and I incorporate that into my mornings. really sets the scene to start the day with a good head. I've created a sit spot. I've got a few of them actually. I've got a sit spot in the garden at home, but equally I'll go up onto Dartmoor and find a sit spot away from it all where I can just be with the nature that is around. And I think that's the magic of the course. To take, for instance, anxiety or stress or fearfulness or anger, whatever you've got, and just learn that it's okay to be with it in nature. It's fantastic. My mental health at the moment, I think I'm in quite a good place. I don't have any less stresses or difficult times in my life than I used to have. What I do have is the tools to be able to manage those times and to get them in perspective and to allow difficult feelings to just be, to acknowledge them and spend time with them and not lock them away in a darkened compartment of my mind. Modern life can be so isolating for people, and actually now I realise I'm never alone when I'm out in nature, because there's all of this here all the time. It might seem scary, particularly if you haven't spent a lot of time outdoors or in nature, but I can promise you it's so wonderfully held. Everybody on the course, the last course I was on and on this one, is getting so much out of it. And it won't suddenly resolve everybody's problems, but it gives you the tools to be able to live with the difficult stuff that life throws up, and to me that's golden.